We are back here live at the ANC Steele Center. I am Michael Pagano, and I'm joined tonight by Andrew Price. And if you're just tuning in, we are now live, not only on WMCO 90.7, we are also live on Orbit Media TV on YouTube and also on digital cable 1020 on Orbit Television. So be sure to tune into that. Either of those three ways, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be myself, Michael Pagano, and Andrew Price joining you. And Andrew, but before that last break, we got a lot about it into the impact players. So the biggest thing tonight is that the Lady Muskies are in a hole. I mean, they're sitting at 1-14 overall in the conference. Or not, they're sitting at 1-14 overall, 0-8 in the conference. And they're not looking too good, but they're going up against a Wilmington Lady Quakers team that's sitting at 2-6 in the conference. And I believe it is 7-8 overall. So it's a winnable game for the Lady Muskies.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for the Muskies to maybe jumpstart their season, spark something, get something going, and maybe, like we've said all broadcast long so far, blow the cap off of their struggle. It seems as though maybe one win might tip them over the top, and it's going to be really interesting to see just how the Muskies are able to capitalize on an opportunity like this. You see, the team they're playing tonight, Wilmington, that's the team that they're chasing their tails of right now at the bottom of the conference. Muskingum has to start potting some wins and seeing that win number go up while they hopefully see the teams above them start dropping a few games left and right.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be important. Some impact players we did go over a little bit was Michaela Binkley for the Lady Quakers, and then also Devin Bonner for the Lady Muskies. Devin Bonner's had a solid season, so has Michaela Binkley. Those are the two players we're starting to look out for. But we do want to talk about our keys to the game. So my key to the game for the Lady Muskies, if you look at it here, Andrew, the Lady Muskies love to shoot the three ball. And unfortunately, the three ball doesn't always go in for them. So that is my key to the game for the Lady Muskies. If they're able to get the three rolling, they're a hard team to beat.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they can start dropping some dimes there from deep. It's like you said, the three ball hasn't been dropping the whole time for them. But it's going to be interesting to see just how they're able to maybe get some open spaces, maybe pick open, maybe run some plays to get open, and it's going to be interesting to see just how they're able to capitalize on some open chances they'll have.
All right, we are going to send it down to Will Ford, our sideline reporter, as he is with Coach Beth Fox. What do you got for us, Will?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Fox. Coach, you guys are in a bit of a slump so far this season. You're sitting at 1-14, which no team wants to be there. But what do you tell your girls each and every day to keep them focused and motivated when they're going through a struggle like this?
Yeah, well, we knew before the season started that this year was going to be a process regardless. Just with the amount of underclassmen we had, playing major roles in our team. So it's a process. We've known about this for a long time, and every day we're just trying to get better and compete to the best of our ability.
And you guys are sitting at 0-8 in the conference as well. What would a win tonight do for your team's confidence moving on throughout the rest of this season?
Yeah, I mean, a win would definitely help a lot of things. But like I said before, it's more about getting better every single day. And if we're better today than we were on Saturday, then we've done our job.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Good luck. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Will. And that's a great point, Andrew. That is a great point that Coach Fox is talking about how it is going to be a process. I mean, you think about it, they have one senior on this team, and that's it. I mean, there's only one senior, and there's not many upperclassmen either. They have one junior on the team, two juniors on the team. So there's only 3 upperclassmen. If you think about it for years to come, they have a chance to be a solid team if they can develop some of these girls into solid players in the OAC.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because that's why maybe you're not seeing the fruits of their labor right now in terms of getting wins on the board. Like you said, they have a young team. Maybe those girls just have to mature a little bit more and maybe hone their skills a little bit more. But it's going to be interesting to see for years to come, as well as the end, how this year plays out, just to see what these girls are made of and how they can come together as a team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see it. It should be a good game tonight. Lady Muskies, Lady Quakers, should be exciting. But with that, we are going to take a quick break here. You were listening to WMCO 90.7, Orbit Media TV, and live on Orbit Television. Your home for Muskie Sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey, we're 40 seconds in.
When you experience Scott's Diner, you experience quality. A sense that this isn't your average diner. You feel comfortable, part of the community. The feeling today is gonna be a great day. Scott's Diner's so much more than meets the eye, and so is its famous Scott's Diner house dressing. Pick up some today. Scott's Diner, a traditional diner with a contemporary twist.
For the national anthem, we can't keep it here because we don't have a crowd mic. So that's going to be a 1-minute break. We are back here live at the ANC Steele Center. I am Michael Pagano here alongside of Andrew Price. Just about ready to get things rolling here from the ANC Steele Center. Should be an interesting matchup between the Lady Muskies and the Lady Quakers. Actually just about to get things rolling with you for the national anthem. Yeah, so we are having the national anthem, and then once the national anthem gets started, we are ready to roll. So some starting lineups actually for both teams. The Lady Muskies are going to be bringing Devin Bonner, Emily Yeager, Sam Filiaggi, Erica Heyer, and Casey Lepla. And then for the Lady Quakers, we have Michaela Binkley, Kennedy Lewis, Kelly Knoll, Faith Tieford, and Savannah Hooper. That is who is projected to be the starting lineups for each team. We will see if there's anything that changes. And that is your national anthem. So we are just about ready to get things rolling here from the ANC Steele Center. Once again, I am Michael Pagano, and I'm joined tonight by Andrew Price. And not only are we live on WMCO 90.7, we are also live on Orbit Media TV on YouTube and also on Orbit Television. So live on Orbit Television, that is digital cable channel 1020. Actually, Olivia Bates is going to be in the starting lineup tonight, so that is something that we did not expect. But it is going to be Olivia Bates getting a start for the Lady Muskies. And the first one to be introduced for the Lady Quakers was Kennedy Lewis, the freshman out of Dayton. And then now it is going to be number 21, that is Kelly Knoll. For the Lady Muskies, we're going to have Sam Filiaggi. She is going to be coming out for us now. And then being introduced next for the Lady Quakers, we are going to have number 23, that is Savannah Hooper. So do you have any final thoughts before we get started here, Andrew?
Yeah, Michael, like we said, I think it's going to come down to the 3-ball from Muskingum. Like you said, they do like to fire away, and hopefully they get to see some of them drop tonight, because without success of the 3-ball, it's going to be really hard to see how this team is able to take down Wilmington. They do need this win. Like we've said, they're chasing Wilmington's tail in the standings. So it's going to be really interesting to see just what they can do. Also, they're going to need some help there on the defensive end against some of these players from Wilmington that are averaging double digits.
So Erica Heyer and Emily Yeager getting introduced for the Lady Muskies, and then also that is Mackenzie Campbell actually in the starting lineup for the Lady Quakers. So Faith Tieford, I do not believe, was in the starting lineup. And then Devin Bonner is in the starting lineup. Actually, Faith Tieford is in the starting lineup for the Lady Quakers. So it looks like Mackenzie Campbell is in for the Lady Quakers, and Michaela Binkley is in too. So yeah, they have 6 girls looking like they're ready to start, but obviously there's only 5 people that can start. So if I had to guess, Mackenzie Campbell would be the one not starting for the Lady Quakers. We'll see exactly. But for the Lady Muskies, we have Olivia Bates, we have Erica Heyer, we also have Sam Filiaggi, Emily Yeager, and Devin Bonner. And then officially here for the Lady Quakers, we have Kennedy Lewis, Savannah Hooper. We do have Mackenzie Campbell in there. So it looks like it is going to be Michaela Binkley, Andrew, is going to be the one not starting tonight for the Lady Quakers. A little interesting to see considering she's their leading scorer, but she already has her shooting shirt off. She's going to be in this game here soon, I would like to think. There might just be some strategy to it not starting her off right now.
Yeah, there's got to be some type of matchup here that we haven't seen.
And we are underway. And nobody quite gets the tip-off. Actually hits the official, but they are going to award it to the Lady Muskies. A little bit of an interesting start there to the game. But we are going to have Olivia Bates inbounding it. So it is going to be Erica Heyer playing the point for the Lady Muskies. Emily Yeager drives in, shoots it out to Olivia Bates. Olivia Bates puts it up for 3, and that is no good. But Devin Bonner gets the rebound in the paint, and she gets her own rebound once again as she gets to the line. So a great job by Devin Bonner to not only get the first rebound, she got her own offensive rebound, put it up again, and she is fouled.
Great string of rebounds there by Bonner to be able to catch not only her shot, but also Olivia Bates's. So a great job here as she shoots these free throws.
And she makes the first one, so it is now 1-0 in favor of the Lady Muskies. That foul does go on Faith Tieford. That is her first personal foul, first team foul. And second one is up for Devin Bonner, and it is in. So it is going to be Kennedy Lewis bringing it up the court for the Lady Quakers. She gets it over to Kelly Knoll, back over to Mackenzie Campbell. Back out to Knoll, back over to Lewis. Keeping it around the top of the key. Over to Faith Tieford. She thought about going for the 3, gets back over to Kennedy Lewis. Great defense here by the Lady Muskies, but then Kennedy Lewis is able to find a soft spot inside of the paint, get in, and make her jumper to make it 2-2. So Lady Muskies pushing it down the court. Gets it over to Sam Filiaggi. Filiaggi drives in, and she is going to get an offensive foul. A great job, I believe that was Savannah Hooper, to get her feet set and take the charge. So that is going to be a foul on Sam Filiaggi. That is going to be her first personal. And there for, actually no, it's going to be Emily Yeager, excuse me. It's going to be her first personal foul, first team foul. So it is going to be back to the Lady Quakers, Kennedy Lewis. Lewis up at the top of the key. She drives in, and she makes another jumper off of the backboard. So good job there. To bank that one in.
So Wilmington coming with this press. It's going to be interesting to see how Muskingum can handle this all night. They're going to press early, and they're going to press hard, it looks like.
So the Lady Muskies were able to get it up the court. Sam Filiaggi got a very high percentage look, was not able to knock it down. Kennedy Lewis driving it down the court. She is going to throw it to Mackenzie Campbell, but that is off of her hands, so that is going to be out of bounds, and that is going to be back to the Lady Muskies. Sitting here at 4-2. Kennedy Lewis has all 4 points right now for the Lady Quakers, while the 2 points come from Devin Bonner on 2 free throws for the Lady Muskies. Gets the ball to Erica Heyer. There's still a big-time press here from the Lady Quakers. They're able to break it over the Lady Muskies. That was Erica Heyer taking the three. She missed it. Olivia Bates with a good offensive rebound. Gets it over to Emily Yeager for three, and it is no good. So a rebound by Faith Tieford and the Lady Quakers. So not a good start for the Lady Muskies as far as shooting threes go.
No, they're going to really need to up that if they're going to see themselves go forward in this game with any potential. It's going to really rely on, can they get these open looks.
So the Lady Quakers were able to get it down into the paint to Faith Tieford, and a good matchup actually between Faith Tieford and Devin Bonner. Faith Tieford averaging about 8 points a game, but she draws the foul from Devin Bonner, and she gets sent to the free throw line. So there's already some girls ready to get put in for the Lady Quakers, and it is going to be Michaela Binkley coming in for Kennedy Lewis, and it is also going to be A.J. Arling getting set to come in as well.
Touching on that last offensive possession for the Muskies, I'm not a real big fan of those shots where a player notices their foot's on the line and decides to take it right at the three line, Michael. I never really understood that.
Yeah.
When you're going to be out so far, you might as well drag that foot behind that line and try to toss up a three rather than a two.
So Arling does come in for Faith Tieford, and it's going to be it is not going to be a turnover, just a near turnover for the Lady Muskies, and then Devin Bonner is able to hang in there, and she's not able to make the layup, and it is going to be back to Quaker basketball. Out to Mackenzie Campbell for three. That was near the top of the key, but there was a foul down low, and that foul I believe is going to be on Devin Bonner. So that is Devin Bonner's second personal foul. She's going to come out of this game in favor of Sarah Miller. So Sarah Miller back in now for the Lady Muskies, and then also Maddie Snyder is going to be coming in here for the Lady Quakers at the next dead ball.
Nope.
And it's going to be a turnover for the Lady Quakers. They were not able to have a good, clean inbound, and Lady Muskies were able to pick it out. So Emily Yeager now with the ball, and she's able to drive it into the paint, not able to make the layup. So another rebound there for the Quakers as they are pushing the ball down the court. As we have Olivia Lang getting set to come in for the Lady Muskies as well as Raya Johnson. So that one is deep, and that is a three. That is good for Kelly Knoll. That was near the top of the key, more towards the right there, and she makes it. So it's now 9-2 in favor of Lady Quakers. So a quick start here.
Yeah, Muskingum really needs to lock down their three-point shots here. They've gotten some looks, Michael. It's not as if they're under a mass amount of pressure. That press to bring the ball down the court, once they break that, they're actually getting really high-quality looks from three. They just gotta find a way to put those in the net if they're gonna want to contend here tonight. And right now they're down 2-9, and you could directly tie that to their three-point shooting so far. So we'll see how they can handle this coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to, they just need to shake a few things up here. The Lady Muskies are trying to get some things rolling. As the Lady Muskies are pushing down the court now, Raya Johnson, like I mentioned, as well as Livia Lang are in the game now.
Not a lot of motion here. They do get it to Bates, but she's fouled.
Bates is fouled. That it looks like that was Mackenzie Campbell with the foul for the Lady Quakers. No, that was Kelly Knoll with the foul. So another girl coming in for the Quakers. That is going to be number 11, Brooke Davis, coming in for the Lady Quakers. Olivia Lang inbounding for the Lady Muskies. Almost has the 5-second, but she did not have it. That is a turnover there from Raya Johnson. Gets the jump ball, but the possession arrow gives it back to the Quakers.
It's a great job there by Johnson to be able to hit the floor immediately and try to contest for that ball. She does force that jump ball, and while the Quakers do get that ball back right away, not the worst thing to come out of that possession there for the Muskies.
So Hannah Bankley comes in for the Lady Quakers, as well as Kenny Lewis coming back in. So lots of substitutions quick here in this game for the Lady Quakers as they lead 9-2 here with 6 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in this first quarter. So Hannah Bankley with the ball. Gives it off, and no, that is going to be blocked by Olivia Bates. That was Brooke Davis going up in the paint. She was not able to get it done. So Lady Muskies get the ball back. Give it over to Olivia Lang. Lang drives in. Gives it to Raya Johnson around the free throw line. And that is going to be, okay, they do. I didn't see the traveling motion, but I believe it was a travel on Raya Johnson.
Yeah, she just did lift her back foot there before she tried that shot, Michael. So another real mental mistake, a little bit of a hiccup that the Muskies need to really shake off here with 6 minutes left in this first period here. They really need to figure things out.
Mackenzie Fuller comes in for the Olivia Bates for the Lady Muskies. Lady Quakers have a good ball movement. They get inside to Brooke Davis. Brooke Davis trying to back down on Mackenzie Fuller. She didn't make it, but then an offensive rebound by the Lady Quakers. That was from Maddie Snyder, but they weren't able to put it in again, so the Lady Muskies do get the rebound. So
Great.
Still 9-2.
Great job with perimeter ball movement there from Wilmington on the last offensive possession, but that's going to be Yeager with a big three there from the Muskingum Muskies.
Yeah, that is a big three there by Emily Yeager, but then a quick run right down the court for the Quakers and nobody there for the Lady Muskies, and then Maddie Snyder gets an easy 2 points. Gives it out to Yeager over to Lang. Good offensive rebound by Mackenzie Fuller, but then another turnover. So that is Michaela Binkley getting the steal. Gives it over to Brooke Davis, and it is no good. A layup missed, but it is off the hands of the Lady Muskies, so it is still Quakers ball. Kamei Baylock and Olivia Bates are going to be checking in for the Lady Muskies for Sarah Miller and Emily Yeager. So it is now 11-5 in favor of the Lady Quakers here. So although the Lady Muskies are not playing great so far, they are still very much in this game so far with 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, they were lucky on that last transition there from Wilmington. Wilmington getting an easy look at the rim because of Muskingum's lack of transition defense, but Muskingum now is going to have the ball coming down and driving on baseline.
Raya Johnson tried to give it over to Olivia Bates, but is stolen by Maddie Snyder. So Lady Quakers get the ball back. Over to the top of the key, back over to the left corner. Back to the top of the key to Kennedy Lewis. Kennedy Lewis back over to Michaela Binkley. Michaela Binkley drives into the paint, and she is going to get an easy 2 points. Not a lot of great defense there by the Lady Muskies, but Michaela Binkley does get it. But this press is really making the Lady Muskies struggle, and that is a turnover off of the hands and into the hands of Brooke Davis. So Lady Quakers get the ball back over to the right corner for three, and that is no good. And it is going to be in favor of the Lady Muskies. That three was missed by Hannah Binkley. She had an open look.
Yeah, the Wilmington Lady Quakers here look like they're going to try to live on the perimeter for most of their offense. They're doing a great job of moving this ball from top of the key to a corner whenever they really want to. Muskingum really needs to up the pressure and deny some passing lanes, in my opinion, Michael, if they're going to slow down the Wilmington Lady Quakers off the start here.
So Erica Heyer, Emily Yeager, and Sam Filiaggi all come in for the Lady Muskies, as well as Gabby Blair. So Yeager up to the top of the key. She drives into the paint, and it is off, and it is no good. That is Faith Tiefert, who also checked back into the game. She gets the rebound as the Lady Quakers are driving it up the court. That is Hannah Binkley. She gives it out to Mackenzie Campbell. Campbell over to Binkley once again. Back over to Savannah Hooper up at the top of the key. Gives it down low to Faith Tiefert. Gives it down low to Hannah Binkley, who's able to find a soft spot in the paint and get the layup. It is now 15-5, Lady Quakers. Lady Muskies, that is a wide open three from Olivia Bates, but it is no good. And that's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be a possession error to the Lady Muskies. So Olivia Bates got a wide open three there off of the transition play, but she was not able to get it to go.
No, but once again, the Muskies doing a great job of being able to flock to that ball and really swarm any Wilmington player that gets a rebound, as they've forced a second jump ball here so far.
So Emily Yeager took a very contested shot. There was no foul on the play, but they were able to get their offensive rebound. Was Olivia Bates. So they give it out to Sam Filiaggi for three, and it is good. 15-8.
Big three there from Filiaggi. Muskies really needed that to answer some of this run that Wilmington's had so far.
So the Quakers come back right up to the top of the key, and Savannah Hooper hits the three, makes it 18-8. So the Lady Muskies get the three answered right away by the Lady Quakers. But they do push it down the court. But like you were saying earlier, once they break the press, they have a lot of open plays. But Emily Yeager's now up at the top of the key. She gives it over to, that is Sam Filiaggi, over to Erica Heyer. Back over to Yeager. 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Down to
Emily
5
Yeager
here.
drives in, and she's going to lose it. That is going to be stolen away from Hannah Binkley. Hannah Binkley drives down into the paint. She gives it back off to, that was Savannah Hooper. She was near the top of the key, and she made the three, makes it 21-8 in favor of the Lady Quakers. So Lady Muskies are definitely struggling here, Andrew. They are down 21-8.
Yeah, Michael, and we talked about how defense was going to be a key part to this game. They really need to decide what they're going to do here on defense. They're in this in-between phase, in my opinion, where they've got to figure something out. If they're going to go high pressure, they need to get to that three-point shooter and get a hand in their face. But the problem is right now they're not getting a hand in the face, and they're also being gashed defensively when it comes to the middle of their paint. So they really need to figure something out here, because if not, this spread's going to get worse and worse for the Muskies. They need to make up their minds defensively on how they're going to handle Wilmington.
So we are going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Will Ford, who has a little bit of something from the Lady Muskies huddle.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Coach Fox is just not happy with how well they're moving the ball on offense. She just doesn't like how they're not communicating. They're not on the same page, and especially with this press that they're having to face here early on in this game, she's just not really appreciating the effort, and she really wants it to change moving forward in this first half. Thanks, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Will. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely true. There's been a lot of turnovers, a lot of plays that just aren't helping the Lady Muskies. I mean, and obviously Coach Fox is not happy with that, so thanks to Will Ford for that. But Lady Muskies do come out of the timeout. They do get the ball. Olivia Lang's back in. She gets it over to Erica Heyer, back over to Olivia Bates over in the left corner. Sam Filiaggi back to Bates. And back to Heyer up at the top of the key, over to Olivia Lang. She drives into the paint. She puts it up, and the floater is good. The bank is open, and she makes it.
It's a great left-handed shot there by Lang to be able to just pop that one up off the glass and in.
So Lady Quakers bring it back down the court. That is Michaela Binkley. And okay, it's going to be a carry for the Lady Quakers, and it's going to be a turnover, and it's going to be Olivia Lang doing the inbounding for the Lady Muskies.
Don't see that called too often, Michael, so it had to be really obvious there for the referee. It happened right in front of the referee there, getting her hand under the ball when she was dribbling.
And it's going to be a foul on Michaela Binkley. That is going to be her second personal, 14 fouls. So that is one thing that the Lady Quakers have really been racking up in this first quarter, is a lot of fouls. And Erica Heyer now with the ball. Gabby Blair came back in. And Heyer from the top of the key for three, and it is no good. But Gabby Blair, but as an over and back, so it's going to be a turnover. Gabby Blair clearly went over the back. So I believe that was of Maddie Snyder, so it's going to be back to the Lady Quakers. So Kennedy Lewis now with the ball. She's dribbling it up the court. So Kennedy Lewis trying to see. She gives it over to, that is Kelly Knoll, back over to, that is Hannah Rickman.
Muskie player goes down. They were calling for a charge, but they didn't get it.
A lot of ball movement here. Rickman with the ball. She's got to try and get it up, but great defense by the Lady Muskies, and that is going to be a shot clock violation, and that is going to be Lady Muskies basketball. So great defense there, Andrew, and that is some big things, because they are now only down by 11, but Sassiana Meadows does check in for the Lady Muskies. This is their chance. It's nearing the end of the first quarter. It is now 21-10, 57 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was really nice to see them clamp down there on the last possession. And Michael, what we're going to see here with this press is that eventually Muskingum's going to figure out this press, and they're going to start getting some higher percentage looks off of this press. Now that's going to force Wilmington to stop doing this press to them so much, and we're going to see more of what we would expect is more relaxed basketball.
So Gabby Blair looked like she was trying to get at Sassiana Meadows, but Meadows was nowhere to be found, but they do drive it down the court, do the Quakers, and they do make another three. So it is now 24-10. Meadows driving it down the court. She gives it over to Sam Filiaggi. And it is going to be a foul, looks like on Kennedy Lewis. That's going to be her first personal foul, and that is going to send the Lady Muskies to the line, as it looks like they are in the bonus.
Yeah, we really need to see more focus on some transition defense from the Muskies, as they've given up too many easy shots and too many just banked points to Wilmington with just easy transition basketball, Michael.
So Filiaggi does miss the first free throw, and she misses the second free throw as well. So not able to get it done. I didn't think it was a shooting foul, but it must have been a shooting foul because they were only in the bonus, and she still got 2 free throws. I didn't think it was a shooting foul. But either way, she misses both free throws, and the Lady Quakers get the ball back. And they're get it out to, that was Kelly Knowles. She was not able to knock it down, and that is the end of the first quarter for the Lady Muskies and the Lady Quakers. Lady Quakers lead this game 24-10. You were listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie sports.
When you experience Scott's Diner, you experience quality. A sense that this isn't your average diner. You feel comfortable, part of the community. The feeling today is gonna be a great day. Scott's Diner's so much more than meets the eye, and so is its famous Scott's Diner house dressing. Pick up some today. Scott's Diner, a traditional diner with a contemporary twist.
Price. Frustrating because they had a lot of good looks.
Yeah, and for those of you just joining us again, it's 10-24. The Muskies are trailing the Lady Quakers. It's been difficult for the Muskies. It's kind of a head scratcher so far because you're seeing them struggle against the press, where in that first quarter it seemed like they couldn't quite figure it out, Michael. Hopefully they figure it out here in the second quarter and look to be able to switch their fortune on it a little bit.
They do call a traveling on the Lady Quakers, so it's going to be a turnover, give the ball back to the Lady Muskies. So Emily Yeager gives it over to Erica Heyer. Back over to Yeager. Back over to Heyer. Trying to break this press, but is almost another turnover, but Filiaggi's able to get it. Gives it to Heyer from the left corner for 3. It is no good. And a good defensive rebound by Devin Bonner, who's back in this game after she picked up 2 quick fouls, but she does miss the layup and is rebounded by the Lady Quakers. So that is back out to the right corner. That was number 25, Morgan Ritz, with the shot. She missed it. Another rebound by the Lady Muskies. So a lot of shots being put up, but not a lot of balls going into the hoop for both teams right now. So Emily Yeager back up the top of the key. Good pick there by Sam Filiaggi, but Yeager was not able to get into the paint. Devin Bonner takes a shot from the free throw line. It is no good. And Olivia Bates gets caught up, and it is a possession error. It is going to be the Lady Muskies basketball. So it's going to be Emily Yeager doing the inbounding from the baseline. And she almost turned it over, but it was able to get into Erica Heyer's hands. So Heyer's now at the top of the key trying to put together a play. She gets it to Emily Yeager. Emily Yeager drives in, and she takes a shot, but it is no good. But there is a foul. That is on number 24, Mackenzie Campbell, with the foul. That is going to send Yeager to the free throw line.
Like I said, Michael, look to see how Muskingum can try to handle this press. We've now seen over a quarter of basketball where they're still struggling breaking through this press, and by now you would have expected they'd be a little bit more successful at it, but of course, nothing's set in stone. They're going to struggle. They're going to struggle with it until they figure it out. So we'll see how long it takes them to maybe get this all hammered out.
So Yeager does make her first free throw. She misses her second free throw, and it is rebounded by the Quakers, and they have a good fast break opportunity right here. And that is Hannah Binkley. She was driving in. She gets out of Kennedy Lewis, but she misses a three from the top of the key and is rebounded by Emily Yeager. A good pass to Olivia Lane, but is missed, and then an offensive rebound by Olivia Bates gives it back out to Emily Yeager. Yeager back into the paint. She misses it once again, and it looks like they probably called it over and back. They do call a foul on Emily Yeager for a push, so it is going to be a ball back to the Quakers, and that's really been the story of this game so far, Andrew, is the fact that the Lady Muskies have had a lot of missed layups.
Yeah, they've really squandered some chances they've had so far, Michael, and it's both shooting the three and the layups. They've gotten their open looks, and Wilmington is giving them as many chances as they've given Wilmington.
And there is a scuffle inside of the paint. Both teams have one girl down. I believe that is Olivia Bates for the Lady Muskies. She's the first one to sit up. And then that is Hannah Binkley for the Quakers. She sits up as well. Looks like Bates is going to have to come out of the game, but it looks like she'll be all right. Binkley's more hurt. Looks like Binkley's actually bleeding, so a little bit of a tough play there for both teams. Both teams have a girl down, but it is 24-11 in favor of the Lady Quakers. It looks like it's going to be Olivia Lane coming in for the Lady Muskies. Just sitting and talking to Hannah Binkley right now on the court. We're going to stay right here with you on WMCO. And we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Will Ford. It looks like Will's got something for us. What do you got for us, Will?
Thanks, guys. It looked like they just bumped heads inside, and it looked like a pretty tough collision as you see the Lady Muskie player busted her head open. She's bleeding. And then obviously for Wilmington, we have a girl down, so we'll monitor it and see how it shakes out. But yeah, that just seems to be what happened, was just bumped heads inside. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Will. So yeah, obviously unfortunate. Binkley is still out on the court. Bates is over on the sidelines now getting looked at by the trainers, and then Binkley basically having the same thing going on as well. But yeah, so Andrew, a good time to talk about the game itself and just how the Lady Muskies have gotten a lot of chances. They just haven't been able to put anything together, really.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see just how Muskingum hasn't been able to stitch anything together. They've really struggled all game with just consistently being able to capitalize off chances. They're creating lots of chances here, left and right, as are Wilmington, but Wilmington's it's come down to Wilmington has been hitting more shots than them. Muskingum really needs to shore up their defense, in my opinion. They've really let themselves get into a hole by just playing lackluster transition defense as well as just overall paint defense when Wilmington does decide to slow things up and move it around the perimeter. And they do have time, Michael. They're only down by 13 points here in the second quarter, but they have to fix some of these issues if they want to see themselves go back in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Olivia Bates already standing up. She's still talking to the trainer, but it looks like she's going to be just fine. I don't know if she'll come back into the game. Looks like Binkley's more than likely going to be out for the game right now. It looks like it's more of just a bloody nose, honestly. But we are going to actually send it back for a quick break here since they are still checking out Hannah Binkley. We're going to be back very quickly, but you are listening to, it is Lady Quakers and Lady Muskies here. Lady Quakers are up 24-11 here at the ANC Steele Center. You are listening to WMCO 90.7, Orbit Television, and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie sports.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
We're back here live at the ANC Steele Center. I am Michael Pagano here alongside of Andrew Price, and we are back into basketball here. The Lady Muskies, ooh, they are going to, the ball was out on Yeager. I do believe they're going to give it to, no, the Lady Muskies are going to get the ball back, so they must have said it went off of a Quaker. It looked like it was out on Yeager. But the Lady Muskies are still really struggling with this press. But either way, Erica Heyer the ball at the top of the key. She drives in, gives it over to Olivia Lang. Olivia Lang takes a three from the right corner, not able to bring it in. And Sassiana Meadows gets a good offensive rebound. She misses the ensuing layup, and then there's going to be a little scuffle between Filiagi and Kennedy Lewis. It is going to give the ball back to the Quakers on the possession arrow. It is a jump ball. So Kelly Knoll gives it to Kennedy Lewis. We're 7 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in this first half. 24-11 Lady Quakers. Kennedy Lewis gives it over to Kelly Knoll, over to Mackenzie Campbell. Campbell drives in, gives it to Maddie Snyder, and is another, no it is not. They do call a foul on Sam Filiagi. I don't think Filiagi can believe it there, Andrew. I think she thought it was going to be a jump ball.
Oh, yeah, Filiagi for sure thought that she had enough of that ball to warrant a jump ball, but at the end of the day, the men in stripes were the ones that made the call against her.
So after the foul from Filiagi, Lady Quakers put up a shot, get their own offensive rebound, get another shot. Kelly Knoll for three. It is no good. Olivia Bates does check back into the game for the Lady Muskies, so she is already good to go. She does have the ball right now. She's driving it up the court. She gives it over to Filiagi. No, that is Erica Heyer, excuse me. May Baylock getting set to come in. Sassiana Meadows still in the game. Olivia Lang now with the ball. Gives it to Meadows at the top of the key. She was trying to shoot it. She drives into the paint. She puts it up, and it is in. And that is an and one for the Lady Muskies. Sassiana Meadows with a great shot for the Lady Muskies, and she gets the and one. And that foul is going to be on the Lady Quakers. Not quite sure who exactly is going to be on just yet.
A great job by her, though, to be able to just control her body, be able to contort in a way that she's able to just toss that ball up and in off the glass. A great job there to earn the end one from Muskingum.
Mackenzie Campbell gets the foul, but Meadows misses the free throw. Morgan Ritz checks back in for the Lady Quakers. Lady Quakers get the ball. It is now 24-13 Lady Quakers. And good defense by Sassiana Meadows. She gets the rebound. That was good defense on Maddie Snyder. Maddie Snyder missed the shot. So Heyer back with the ball up the top of the key. Drives in. Gives it over Olivia Lang for three from the top of the key, and it is no good. And it is rebounded by Meadows, but they are going to give the ball back to the Quakers. They do call a foul on the Lady Muskies. They call it on Olivia Bates with the push, so that's going to give the ball back to the Lady Quakers.
It's a tough call there, Michael. I really thought that Muskingum did a good job there of no pushing, no really physical contact to get that ball back. But once again, the referees roll over everybody, and they do end up calling the foul on Muskingum.
So another foul. Looks like Kamei Baylock gets the foul right there. So really kind of a lot of ticky-tack fouls if you ask me. So Kamei Baylock gets the foul. Lady Quakers still have the ball. And then yet another foul. My goodness. Looks like that was 25 with a push. Morgan Ritz, because Olivia Bates ended up on the ground again. She already had a bloody nose once. So the Quakers really just giving her a tough day out there right now. But the Lady Muskies do get the ball back after the foul. Emily Yeager drives up, gives it to Olivia Lang, over to Kamei Baylock. Baylock drives in, gives it over to Olivia Bates, over to Heyer for three. And it is good. Erica Heyer from near the right corner there, not quite the top of the key, and about the middle there. Great shot by Heyer. 24-16 Lady Quakers. Kennedy Lewis drives in. Gives it out for three. That's Mackenzie Campbell. She misses it. Good rebound by Olivia Bates. Heyer drives up the court. Heyer for three from the same spot, and it is no good. But a good offensive rebound by Olivia Bates. Heyer up at the top of the key. Gives it to Olivia Lang. Olivia Lang From about the free throw line, it is no good and is rebounded by the Quakers and Kelly Knoll. She gives it to Kennedy Lewis. Kennedy Lewis gives it to Michelle Lee.
That was a huge sequence there from Muskingum to be able to bridge the gap a little bit more and steal a couple more points from Wilmington as they were missing shots. Muskingum does only get that 3, though, to lessen the gap to an 8-point lead for Wilmington. So Wilmington will be shooting free throws here.
So Michelle Lee does go to the free throw line after the foul on the Lady Muskies, and she does make the first free throw. Emily Jackson checks in for the Lady Muskies, as well as Devin Bonner for Olivia Bates and Olivia Lang. So this is her second free throw coming up here for Michelle Lee. That makes it 25-16. Lady Quakers with 5:20 left to go in the first half. And it is no good. Kamei Baylock with the rebound. She's driving it up the court. She gives it over to Emily Yeager. Yeager tries to get it down into the paint to Devin Bonner. She's able to pick it up, but she's now in the corner. She throws it off of the Lady Quakers, and it is still Lady Muskies' ball as Faith Tiefert comes in for Michelle Lee. So Emily Jackson's going to be one inbounding for the Lady Muskies.
It's a really smart play there by Bonner. She didn't have anywhere to go, and she was really struggling there on the block. So smart to just toss it out off of a Wilmington player and get the possession back to inbound it.
Jackson gives it over to Emily Yeager. Yeager drives in, and she shoots it off of the bank. A good shot there by Yeager. Makes it 25-18, Lady Quakers. Lady Quakers now with the ball, passing it around. That is Hannah Rickman driving in. Now it's over to Kennedy Lewis. Back to the top of the key. That is a three-pointer, and that is no good from the top of the key. That was Savannah Hooper. Not a great shot. That is rebounded by the Lady Muskies. They're driving the ball up the court. Gives it over to Devin Bonner. Devin Bonner thinks about taking the three. She drives in, and it is good. So Devin Bonner with a great play there. She drives into the paint, and it is now 25-20 in favor of the Lady Quakers. So the Lady Muskies are going on a run here, Andrew.
Yeah, you have to really applaud how the Muskies have handled themselves right now. They were down 8 here just a few possessions ago, and we turn around now. They're only down 5, 20-25. They trail to Wilmington, and they really have started to make those shots that they were missing earlier. And of course, they've been holding Wilmington on that 25-point spot for a good bit here. So look for their defense to keep creating opportunities for their offense to bridge this gap.
So with that, we are going to send it down to our sideline reporter, Will Ford, who's able to get a little bit from that last timeout.
Thanks, guys. Coach Fox was really happy with the way they've been able to fight back into this game late in the second quarter. She's just encouraging them to not let up, keep the pressure on them, and just keep being aggressive and just keep bringing this gap closer. Back to you guys.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously that's exactly what the Lady Muskies are trying to do. Coach Fox really trying to encourage them, but now they're back in, and the Lady Quakers come right out of the timeout and get a three. That was number 11, Brooke Davis, from the top of the key, makes it 28-20. So Sam Filiaggi with the ball right now. That is Erica Heyer, excuse me. Erica Heyer for three from the corner, no good. Kennedy Lewis now with the ball. Drives in. She's now at the top of the key. Good screen by Brooke Davis, and it is blocked by Gabby Blair, and it is rebounded by Erica Heyer. So Heyer driving down the court, gives it over to Emily Jackson. Emily Jackson for three from the corner, and it rolls around, and it is no good. Rebounded by the Lady Quakers.
Brutal from Muskingum there on the in and out.
So Brooke Davis from the top of the key for three, and it is no good. Emily Yeager with the rebound. 3:35 left to go in the first half, 28-20 Lady Quakers. Yeager with the ball driving up the court. Slowing it down a little bit according to Coach Fox. Mariah Johnson and Olivia Lang getting set to come back in, as well as Morgan Ritz and Savannah Hooper for the Quakers. Emily Yeager with the ball, drives into the paint, and she kicks it off of her foot. And that is out on Yeager, a turnover, Lady Muskies. Mariah Johnson does check in, as well as Olivia Lang. Brooke Davis now.
Yeah, tough luck there for Yeager, as when she drove, it seemed like the ball kind of rattled around in there in the pile a little bit, and it ends up coming off her ankle. So they'll look to maybe have some better luck on the next offensive drive.
So Brooke Davis now at the top of the key, gives it into Faith Tiefert, and a great play. Looks like that was Ryan Johnson with the foul. Looked like, I thought she had all ball, but she did not. Not quite. So that is going to send Faith Tiefert to the free throw line. That is her first personal on Ryan Johnson.
So yeah, you look at the size differential between Johnson and Tiefert. Johnson came out of nowhere to try to make that block, but she did get a good bit of Tiefert's wrist there. So Tiefert now gets to shoot these free throws.
Faith Tiefert makes one of two, makes it 29-20. Johnson with the ball. She's driving right through the press, and she gives it over to Olivia Lang, and that was for three. I believe her foot might have been on the line. Yes, they do give her two. I thought it was close, but they do just give her two, does Olivia Lang. Great shot nonetheless. Oh, and a good job by Gabby Blair, just about stealing that away from the Lady Quakers, but not quite. And Faith Tiefert able to hang on as Gabby Blair went out of bounds before that happened.
Yeah, Blair was able to rip that ball away, but her right foot was just out of bounds, so she noticed it right away. No real complaint from her to the referee.
Quakers come back, inbound the ball. Gives it over to Savannah Hooper. She's near the top of the key now. Gives it over to Morgan Ritz. Over to Brooke Davis. Good play by Yeager to poke the ball away. Stays with the Quakers. Gabby Blair coming back in for the Lady Muskies. Comes in for Devin Bonner. And so does Sam Filiaggi, comes in for Kamei Baylock.
Michael, I really like how Raya Johnson has been doing for Muskingum what I feel like Devon Pert does for the men's team for Muskingum. She's that spark plug. She seems to carry a bit of swagger with her that she brings onto the court, and with her high tempo that she runs on defense and a lot of aggression, it's really useful for her team to maybe draw from that and get a little bit off of her themselves.
Yeah, that's true, but the officials are conversing about something. Not quite sure exactly what they are conversing about. But the Lady Muskies, if they are able to get this within 5, that is a good accomplishment for them, because they were down by as many as 13 that I can remember. So they are fighting their way back in the game. They're now only down by 7 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the half.
Yeah, tooth and nail is the only way to describe the way they've had to claw back in this game, Michael. It seems like every time they get it within 5 or 6 points, Wilmington comes back and hits a dagger of a 3 that just pushes them down. But Muskingum's going to look here off this inbound pass and into the defense to try to force another turnover.
Kennedy Lewis drives into the paint, gives it over to Faith Tiefert, and it is great defense by Gabby Blair and Olivia Lang on the double team. Raya Johnson with the ball, gives it over to Emily Yeager for 3, and it is no good. Faith Tiefert with the rebound.
See, that right there is the shots that Muskingum's going to have to make if they want to get back in and completely close this gap.
Oh, a great job by the Lady Muskies. Took the 3, did the Quakers no good, but the Lady Muskies were not able to get the rebound. Quakers drive in. Kennedy Lewis gives it out. Kelly Knoll, Brooke Davis, back to Lewis. Drives in, back to Knoll. Knoll for 2, almost 3. Oh, it is good rebound by Faith Tiefert.
Again, you see the size difference between Tiefert and Johnson.
And Tiefert, was able to get into the paint there and get the layup over Gabby Blair. Makes it 31-22, Lady Quakers. 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go in the first half. Raya Johnson with the ball up the top of the key. She gives it over to Emily Yeager. And she gives it to Filiaggi, and Filiaggi is able to make it. So a good job by Filiaggi, makes it 31-24. Brooke Davis with the top of the ball, or up at the top of the key. Oh, and Faith Tiefert steps on the line, so that is a turnover. Morgan Ritz kind of threw it off of her leg a little bit, and Faith Tiefert tried to hang in there, but she was not able to do so.
Great job by Johnson coming in and really helping her team get kind of sparked there towards the end of this half. She's going to take the bench right now, but a great job by her to come in and play a lot of good defense and move the ball around really well on offense.
Erica Heyer Gives it down to Devin Bonner in the paint. And Bonner able to make a good move, and she misses it, but very, very close, but not quite. So Kennedy Lewis is going to hold this one. It is almost identical between the shot clock in and the game clock, just about 2 seconds off. Kennedy Lewis is going to hold this one down to the end of their shot clock, but there's still, like I said, going to be about 2 seconds. Kennedy Lewis loses it, and it is going to be a jump ball, and it's going to be Lady Muskies basketball. Great job by Filiagi. Kennedy Lewis tried to be a little too cute there, and she lost the ball, but Filiagi was able to jump on it to get the possession error over to the Lady Muskies on the jump ball. So it is going to be Olivia Lang doing the inbounding with 6.6 seconds left to go in the first half, 24-31. The Lady Quakers are winning. Erica Heyer with the ball up at the top of the key. Gives it over to Filiagi for three, and it is no good. And that is the end of the first half here between the Lady Muskies and the Lady Quakers. The Lady Quakers are leading 31-24 here over the Lady Muskies. We're going to be back with your full halftime reports. You were listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie Sports. We actually are going to send it down quickly to Will Ford, for a report with Coach Fox.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you talked about it pregame. Your team is young, it's inexperienced, but you showed a lot of fight in that second quarter. What can you say about your team's effort to just fight back and kind of bridge the gap going into halftime?
Yeah, I mean, the heart is not the option, the issue here. It's just experience and making the right reads and the right play. If we just keep getting on the same page, listen to what we're trying to do here, good things will happen. But we just got to continue to, like I said, the process, right? We got to continue to get better every single day.
And you guys kind of struggled against the press early on in the game. What were you trying to communicate with your team to just try to, like you said, get them on the same page and just try to attack that better?
Yeah, crazy enough to just calm down. We were so quick to take the ball out. We were catching it up near the baseline, which is not a great area when they're trapping. So we were just trying to get them to calm down, get into their right spots, and then execute that press break.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
And with that, we are going to send it in for a break. But you are listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie Sports.
When you experience Scott's Diner, you experience quality. A sense that this isn't your average diner. You feel comfortable, part of the community. The feeling today is gonna be a great day. Scott's Diner's so much more than meets the eye, and so is its famous Scott's Diner house dressing. Pick up some today. Scott's Diner, a traditional diner with a contemporary twist.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
The Steele Center. I am Andrew Price alongside Michael Pagano, and we just witnessed this first half between the Muskingum Lady Muskies and the Wilmington Lady Musketeers, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see just what Muskingum is able to do here to battle back in this game.
Yeah, the Lady Quakers had a good first half. 31-24, they are up over the Lady Muskies right now. And really, though, if you think about it, Andrew, the first quarter for the Lady Quakers was a heck of a lot better than the second quarter. The Lady Quakers put up 24 first quarter points and then only 7 points in the second quarter, while the Lady Muskies put up 14 points in the second quarter as well. I mean, they only had 10 in the first quarter, but Lady Muskies had a lot better second quarter, Andrew.
Yeah, so those Lady Quakers, excuse me, Michael. The Lady Quakers doing a great job there off the start. They really did a great job of hitting shots when they needed to, and any opportunity Muskingum gave them off the top, they were able to capitalize on. Muskingum was able to, however, battle back in that second quarter, like you said, and doing a great job of finally being able to maybe capitalize on more chances than they could at first. They really did step it up defensively.
Yeah, they really did. And honestly, Andrew, you made a good point. Riot Johnson, I mean, you look at it, she has 0 points. But you look at her out on the court, she is quick. I mean, she is a quick, you can tell she brings the energy. I mean, I know she brings the energy because she was on the Muskie Sports Blast before went on to winter break. And my goodness, is she quite the personality. So definitely Riot Johnson just brings a lot of energy to the court, and you can tell that when she's out there, she's going to play hard defense. I mean, you saw it. Faith Tiford is listed at, let's see, she's listed as 6'1". Riot Johnson's listed at 5'4". In all honesty, I think she might be a little shorter than 5'4".
Yep. And
she came in and almost got a clean block on Faith Tiford. So if that doesn't tell you what kind of player Riot Johnson is, I don't know what will.
Yeah, it's really interesting. She's really come in and provided a lot to her team. While it's not on the score sheet, it definitely is with her presence. She's a presence on the court. You can tell she has passion for the game on top of everything, Michael. She's really passionate out there. She gets her team involved, and she seems to hype everybody up in the process.
Yeah, definitely. She was what the team that night, they voted her unanimously as the funniest player on the team. So obviously she brings a lot of laughs to the team. That's what you need. I mean, you need somebody like that on the team that really just makes everybody loosen up and laugh. But as far as other players for both teams that really played well, was for the Lady Muskies, their leading scorer was Emily Yeager with 6 points, but somebody that I felt at least she didn't really do great as far as shooting the ball. She was 1 of 6, was Erica Heyer. For a freshman, she brings a good presence to the court, in my opinion. I mean, she looks like she has been here at Muskingum for 3 years, and this is only her first year, so she really brings good presence to the court. And although she's only has 3 points right now on 1 3-pointer made, I just like to see that these freshmen are really starting to turn the corner a little bit.
Yeah, another person I want to highlight is Olivia Bates. Olivia Bates is a sophomore here at Muskingum, and she's done really good tonight. While, once again, you can't really bless the way she's shot the ball. She's 0 for 2, but her rebounds have been vital to Muskingum, really creating possessions and shutting down Wilmington's second chances. She has 9 rebounds there tonight, splitting them almost in half, 5 on offense, 5 on defense, or 4 on defense.
Yeah, so Olivia Bates, as well as bumping heads with Hannah Binkley of the Lady Quakers, and then coming right back into the game. I mean, looks like Hannah Binkley might have got a little bit worse of the exchange there, because it looks like Hannah Binkley is still getting looked at over on the sidelines. So, I don't know. Olivia Bates doing a great job, showing a lot of heart out there as well. And then for the Lady Quakers, honestly, kind of the same way. I mean, their leading scorer is Kelly Knoll, 3 of 7. But one person that's, I don't really know. There's been a lot of players for the Lady Quakers, and to me, none of them have really stood out, in my opinion, much from the other. I mean, Kennedy Lewis has been able, obviously she's the one running the point, but if you had to give somebody just based on stats, it'd be Kelly Knoll.
Yeah, and Michael, I think Tiford, for me, has been really good for Wilmington. You can tell she's a presence when she's out there. We talked about how Riot Johnson has been trying to match up with her down low at times, and Tiford has come up with some key points and key possessions where they've been able to just drive back the Muskies. And we'll get to see here how the Quakers attack the Muskies in the second half. They go maybe down towards Tiford a little bit more.
And one thing I just noticed that I don't know how it took me this long to notice it is the reason that Olivia Bates, or potentially the reason that Olivia Bates started the night, was because Casey Lepla is out. So Casey Lepla is a sophomore, And she is a big part of this team. She is normally in the starting lineup, but she is down on the bench in a boot. I did not even realize it till right now, seeing her sitting on the bench. And I don't know how I didn't notice it, but Casey Lepla, which is a big part of this team, is out. She's a good down-low presence, good complementary person alongside Devin Bonner. So, though, depending on how long she's out, that is going to be tough for the Lady Muskies. But one thing we did talk about, Andrew, was three-point shooting for the Lady Muskies. And honestly, they shot 3 of 13, 23% for the game so far.
Yeah, and it's tough. It's tough against a team that presses like this to get decent three-point shooting when you aren't breaking the press well. I mean, obviously, they need to get something going with this press. The press that Wilmington is providing them, as soon as they get past midcourt, they have 2 or 3 really good outlets at all times. And for everyone either watching or listening to this game, just listen to how many times Muskingum looks to take a 3. It's going to be really interesting to see if they decide to cash in on these open chances, or if they decide to just try to maybe go play a little bit down low and go to Bonner and the other taller girls that they have, trying to get some points in the paint.
Yeah, I mean, that is interesting because they really didn't go to Bonner a whole lot, honestly. Bonner's been one of their more consistent players. Granted, she has 1 of 7 on field goals tonight, but she only has 4 points and has 5 rebounds. So look for her to have a big second half. I mean, she's one person to really look at to see if she can put together a good second half. Another person that I'm looking to maybe shoot maybe a little better is Emily Yeager. She was 2 of 8 from the field. So we'll see if those 2 players, which are 2 key players on this team, are able to play a little bit better, I would say, in the second half. But with that, we are going to step away real quick here on WMCO Orbit Media TV and on Orbit Television. It is 31-24 in favor of the Lady Quakers over the Lady Muskies right now. Just about 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to go before the start of the second half. You are listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie sports.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
We are back here live at the NC Steele Center. I am Michael Pagano here alongside of Andrew Price. About a minute and 55 away from getting things started here. Lady Muskies just made their way back out on the court. Lady Quakers have been back out on the court here for a couple of minutes. Should be an interesting second half here, Andrew. Lady Muskies are down 31-24 if you were just joining us. I don't know. I'm excited to see it. The Lady Muskies played a lot better at the end of the second half, or at the end of the second quarter, excuse me. I really think that they have a chance to maybe pull off the comeback in the second half.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see just what they're able to do, because they've really done a good job of battling back. Like we said, they've been down by double digits at times in this game, and they've clawed their way tooth and nail back to a 7-point deficit. So it'll be really interesting to see what way they try to take the offense here, whether they go three-point shooting again or if they try to go swing it down low. But they definitely need to keep stiffened up on defense and see where they can take that.
Yeah, and real quick here, we are live here on Orbit Media TV. The Orbit Media TV really has a lot of good things. I mean, you got things like Quad Question on there. Quad Question is one of my favorite things. We're looking to put some other good content here on for the second semester getting started. And then also Orbit Media Sports, the Orbit Media Sports Twitter, really trying to get things started here, having some good just updates from games and things like that, really trying to get that started and trying to get things rolling on that, Andrew.
Yeah, and it's going to be really fun to see now in this second half just how Muskingum comes out. We're going to hopefully see some intensity out of these girls, and we're going to really get to see just what they're made of here in a game that they really need to win. And it could be really, really critical to their season. It could be a turning point in their season. Could they win this game?
Yeah, it will. It could be. Erica Heyer, Olivia Bates, Sam Filiaggi, Emily Yeager, Devin Bonner out for the Lady Muskies. Savannah Hooper, Kennedy Lewis, Kelly Knoll, Faith Tieford, and Mackenzie Campbell in there for the Lady Quakers. So that is who we got in for both teams, and that is how we're going to get started here. Kennedy Lewis gets the ball in for the on the inbounds for the Lady Quakers. She gives it over to Faith Tieford. That is over to Kelly Knoll, over to Kennedy Lewis, over to Mackenzie Campbell, inside to Kelly Knoll, and Kelly Knoll banks it in there. Good shot by Kelly Knoll. That gives her her 11th point of the night. Olivia Bates still pressing here are the Quakers. Over to Emily Yeager. Yeager drives in. She got a lane, and she gets blocked by Faith Tieford, but a good offensive rebound by Sam Filiaggi. She tries to put it up, but it is no good. But she does get fouled on the play, so she is getting sent to the free throw line. Michaela Binkley already coming in for the Lady Quakers after this free throw. Sam Filiaggi, first shot, it is in. So it is now 33-25, Lady Quakers. Up and no good for Filiaggi. Rebounded by Faith Tieford. Kennedy Lewis driving up, and it is stolen away by Olivia Bates. It is in the hands of Erica Heyer for an easy, no, it is missed. The layup by Erica Heyer is missed, but Devin Bonner does get the offensive rebounding and does get fouled. But my goodness, Andrew, that is something that you need to get. You need to make happen. I mean, that is a blatant as day layup.
Yeah, they really needed to capitalize on that, but they're fortunate to get the free throws here for Bonner.
It's Bonner, first one up, and it is no good. So Lady Muskies have been struggling for. Out on the free throw line in the first half. They did go, after Bonner does make the second one, they did go 3 of 7 from the free throw line, so now they are 4 of 9 from the free throw line. Actually 5 of 11 because Filiaggi also shot free throws. Faith Tieford makes the 3, makes it 36-26, Lady Quakers. Erica Heyer gets pushed out of bounds, and that is going to be a turnover. There's no foul. I think she might have thought that it was a foul, but it is not a foul, and it is a turnover for Erica Heyer. Kennedy Lewis now with the basketball. 8:54 left to go in this third quarter. Lady Muskies trying to claw their way back. Michaela Binkley with the ball at the top of the key. She gives it over to Faith Thieford. Over to Kenny Lewis. Lewis drives in. Oh, but she misses the layup. Olivia Bates gets the rebound. She had a good shot there, but she was not able to get it to go. Erica Heyer with the ball at the top of the key, trying to call a play here. Drives in to the left. Gives it over to Olivia Bates up the top of the key, over to Sam Filiagi. Over to Olivia Bates, gives it over to Erica Heyer for three, and it is no good. Rebounded by Faith Thieford.
Another three that just goes too long for Muskingum. They got to really get this figured out, or this could be running away from them here.
Kennedy Lewis shot her own three, but she missed, but it was an offensive rebound by Michaela Binkley, and then put back up, no good. Emily Yeager gets the ball, gives it down to Sam Filiagi, but Filiagi misses it, and it is rebounded by Filiagi. So a lot of missed shots here from both teams, but the Lady Muskies doing a good job of getting offensive rebounds. Olivia Bates, good move. Gets into the paint, gives it over to Emily Yeager. Emily Yeager misses it, but she gets her own rebound and puts it back up and in. Makes it 36-28.
Yeah, great move there by Bates to be able to shake the first defender and find Yeager down low.
Kennedy Lewis now has it. Over to Kelly Knoll, over to Savannah Hooper. Hooper over to Binkley. Binkley over to Lewis. Down low to Faith Thieford. Great defense by Devin Bonner. Blocks the shot with her left hand. Kamei Baylock and Olivia Lang check in for Emily Yeager. And Sam Filiagi and Raya Johnson checks in for Erica Heyer. So we'll see if Raya Johnson can bring her energy here.
So immediately you see Johnson gets right up in the defender's face, something that Muskingum's needed to do a little bit more of today.
So that is a foul. I believe that is on Olivia Bates with the foul there. It is on Olivia Bates. Third personal for Olivia Bates. Gives it out to A.J. Arling. Gives it over to Michaela Binkley after the inbounds. Arling gets the rebound, misses it. Gets her own rebound, gives it over to Binkley. Gives it over to Hooper. Gives it over to Binkley. Knoll. Knoll drives in, gives it over to Hooper. And it is going to be a foul. That is on number 32, Olivia Lang. Sasiana Meadows checks in for Olivia Bates, and then Sarah Miller checks in for Devin Bonner. Checking in for A.J. Arling. Looks like Hannah Binkley. No, it's not Hannah Binkley. Maddie Snyder. Good rebound by Sasiana Meadows after the missed shot from the Quakers. Raya Johnson has the ball driving up the court. She gives it over to Kamei Baylock. Baylock drives in, and it is a good shot by Baylock. Gets into the lane for the layup.
Wow, Kamei with the beautiful Euro step there. A great job to be able to lay that up and in.
Kelly Knoll shoots the three, misses it. Sarah Miller with the rebound. Driving in is Raya Johnson. Makes the move, and she gets into the paint. Does not go for the shot, though. Gives it over to Miller. Gives it over to Baylock. Over to Johnson. Back over to Lang. Back over to Meadows. Almost stolen. Meadows loses it, but Johnson does not grab it, and this is going to be a textbook layup for Binkley. And on the fast break and off the steal, it is now 38-30 in favor of the Lady Quakers with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Ryan Johnson tries to get it away, but she turns it over. And that is another turnover and another points off a turnover for the Lady Quakers. Makes it 40-30 now. Ryan Johnson with the ball. Gives over to Baylock.
And we were singing praise for Johnson the whole first half about how she was very, very good at moving the basketball right there. You can't pick that dribble up in your own backcourt when you're being doubled like that. It just can't happen. So that's why they got the easy points, did Wilmington.
And Filiagi and Erica Heyer as Rye Johnson misses the three-pointer. And there is going to be a jump. No, there's going to be a timeout for the Lady Quakers. So, I don't know. Still struggling are the Lady Muskies.
Yeah, Michael, like I said at the end of the first half, it's going to be really interesting to see how they can maybe advance the way they've been playing offense. They've started to. They haven't really mixed things up though. They've gone through a couple different ideas, like we saw Bates with a good little shimmy at the top of the three-point line, and they were able to find a nice little gossamer of a pass down there for a nice lay-in for Jaeger. But it's not really much else happening for Muskingum right now. They're hanging in there. That's one thing you have to give them. They are hanging in there. They haven't let this game spread apart like we've seen games in the past, but Muskingum really needs to start stitching some offense together in order to back up some of this defense they're playing.
Yeah, they really do. They're down by 10 points, and they really haven't been able to get within 7 points. So Kennedy Lewis now with the ball off the timeout. Ball moves over to Brooke Davis over in the left corner, over to Lewis, over to Binkley. And it goes to Hannah Rickman, over to Lewis again. And she tried to find Maddie Snyder down into the paint, but it goes right by her and out of play, and that is a turnover on the Lady Quakers.
Give credit to Sarah Miller down there from Muskingum. She was able to really bang some bodies down there and force some maybe mispositioning there for Wilmington. A great job there by Miller on defense.
Jaeger has the ball up the top of the key. She takes the three, and it is no good. And it is rebounded by the Lady Quakers. So the Lady Muskies still struggling with those threes.
Yeah, they're taking too deep of threes in my opinion, Michael. They're stepping into the threes, but they're stepping into them when they have room to maybe take a dribble, and rather than save themselves the extra 2 feet, they're just firing from the hip and not really calculating it. So hopefully they can get it figured out here as they try again.
Jaeger takes another three from the top of the key, and she makes it 40-33 in favor of the Lady Quakers. Gets it down low to Maddie Snyder. It is off of the rim. The Lady Quakers get their own rebound, and Brooke Davis makes the three to answer. So once again, the Lady Quakers answer the Lady Muskies three-pointer. Higher with the ball, driving up the court. Gives it over to Jaeger.
The Muskies offense really needs to get moving here. A lot of standing around. They got to get something going.
Meadows tried to take a shot, but it was blocked, and it is given to the Quakers.
It's one thing Wilmington showed all night is they will not make mistakes if Muskingum doesn't force them to. They rarely in this game have made their own mistakes. Muskingum's had to force them. We've had to work hard to make them force them, and it's one of those scenarios where Muskingum has to keep moving on offense. They can't, at this point, they cannot take a play off because they just it's a guaranteed misstep for Muskingum and potentially points going the other way for Wilmington.
And I think that's got to be credited to Coach Jerry Sheeby. I mean, this is his 29th season as the head coach, and you don't be around that long if you don't have something rolling. And obviously, he just has a very disciplined team. But either way, Kennedy Lewis is on the free throw line after the foul, and the Lady Muskies she makes the first free throw, makes it 44-33, and she's about to shoot her second free throw. And it is up. It is good. No, it is not good. It is rebounded by Devin Bonner after the missed free throw by Lewis. Devin Bonner does come into the game now. So does Olivia Bates. And they're going to get a foul, little ticky-tack foul there on Savannah Hooper. No, actually get it on fake Tiefert. I was going to say, I didn't think Hooper did anything.
I was going to say, yeah, Tiefert did end up, she laid a little bit of a block there on Devin Bonner, so that was what warranted that foul on her.
So Jaeger inbounding it. Oh, she throws it to nobody, but Filiagi's able to pick it up. Gives it over to Jaeger. Jaeger steps on the baseline, and it is out. So 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. It is 44-33 Lady Quakers.
Yeah, and Muskingum had that chance there. They overplayed them on defense. Immediately you have a 5-on-4 situation there, but Muskingum stepping out of bounds, not really to make anything of it. The illegal screen there is going to get the Muskingum Muskies the ball back.
So the Muskies are hanging in there. That is exactly what they're doing. They are not gotten down by too many points. I mean, they're still in this one. They just need to go on a run because they're running out of time. Obviously, they do still have a full quarter, but still. They keep getting trapped in that corner, but they're able to get it out. Erica Heyer with the ball. And I think they're going to get somebody for a foul there. Didn't see it.
Might see a clock management problem there too.
Okay, I think that's probably what it was.
Yeah, once again, Muskingum really struggling with this press. We're almost to the end of the third quarter here, Michael, and we've still seen the same press produce the same problems for Muskingum.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they've been able to break it, but then I think more of the problem has been they've just been missing their shots. They've been getting the good shots, they just haven't been able to make them. Yeager for three, misses it. That was near the left corner, but Higher with the good offensive rebound. Higher up at the top of the key. Gives it down to Devin Bonner, but she's near the top of the key now. Not in a spot where she usually is. Gives it to Higher for three, and it is no good, but Olivia Bates with the offensive rebound.
Great rebound by Bates.
Gives it over to Filiagi.
5 on the shot clock here. They got to do something.
Gives it over to Higher for three again from the right corner. It is no good, and it is rebounded by the Lady Quakers. So that's 3 chances there for the Lady Muskies, and they were not able to convert on any of them. Kennedy Lewis gets the rebound, drives in, gives it to Brooke Davis, but that is a travel, and that is going to be given back to the Lady Muskies. So kind of just back and forth here, Andrew.
Yeah, give credit to Liv Bates there. She was able to really just strong arm the defender when they were on offense, able to get that offensive rebound off that air ball. She's able to just strong arm the defender and really just pound that ball into the ground and get possession of it on the missed shot. So great job by Bates.
Raya Johnson and Olivia Lang both check back into this game. Emily Yeager for three, and it is no good. Rebounded by Devin Bonner, and she goes up strong, gets it punched out, but it is still Lady Muskies basketball. So I think you got to give it back down to Bonner. I mean, Bonner's been looking confident out there. She's been getting a lot of good shots.
Yeah, unfortunately for Bonner, it seems like she's only getting the ball when she's rebounding it here. Muskingum is settling for heavily contested threes that are much too far away to be able to call them good shots. It's just a hope when they're sending these up in the air.
Yeah.
They've got to look to make something happen here, maybe through Bonner.
And they do get it to Bonner, and she gets 2 and makes it 44-35.
Hanging around here, Michael. They're still hanging around.
That's exactly what they're doing. Oh, but Savannah Hooper gets in, and she gets the and one. So that hurts every single time the Lady Muskies get something going. The Lady Quakers fire right back. So Savannah Hooper gets sent to the free throw line on the foul from Olivia Lang. That is her second personal, 4th team foul.
So that right there, that hurts, Michael, because that's just a mental mistake from the Muskies. It's an easy, clear path layup that you have no chance to block or really contest that ball enough to make them miss the shot, but then to give them that extra free throw to pad the lead, that hurts.
Yeah, it does. And then Raya Johnson's still getting a little bit. Oh, she gets away, though. Olivia Bates is open. She's going to take the three from the right corner, and it is no good. But Olivia Lane gets the offensive rebound, gets it to Emily Yeager from the top of the key for three, and it is good. Emily Yeager makes it 47-38, so they are still hanging on in there. With 1 minute left to go in this third quarter, Emily Yeager has 14 points.
Yeah, Yeager really got bodied on that three-pointer, too. Maybe could have gotten a foul there, but no can do from the referees.
And then once again, the Quakers answer. Michaela Binkley from the left corner makes the three, and then Yeager gets pushed, and she gets a double dribble. She was locked up in that corner, and that's just something that's been happening on every single possession, Andrew.
Yeah, Michael, it blows my mind that we are 45 seconds left in the third quarter, and they're still getting trapped in that same corner. It's like their coach said right before the first half ended. Beth Fox told us she really just wanted her players to calm down and stop taking the inbounds too fast. Well, right there was a prime example of what she was trying to prevent. They did take it too fast, and they did get trapped in the corner again.
But the Quakers do turn it over, so let's see what the Lady Muskies do. Raya Johnson, and oh, she almost got trapped in that corner, but they're able to get it away. Devin Bonner has the ball. She's driving in. Oh, she tried to give it to Olivia Bates, tried to weave it through two people. I don't think Bates knew it was coming, and it goes out of play, and that is a turnover.
Now Bates had a now you see me, now you don't trick, and she was right under that basket for a split second, but she was going out to the wing. Bonner thought she was going to stay at home there under the basket, and that's why we see a Wilmington player with the ball in their hands.
Kennedy Lewis checks back in for the Quakers. 21 seconds, the shot clock is off, and they are going to hold for the final shot here. 50-38 in favor of the Lady Quakers. They can really put some distance in between them and the Lady Muskies if they're able to get a basket here. But great defense from Mariah Johnson. Gives it off to Hannah Binkley. Binkley in the paint, she makes it, and that is going to do it for the end of the third quarter. It is 52-38 in favor of the Lady Quakers. You are listening to WMCO 90.7, Orbit Media TV on YouTube, and Orbit Television, your home for Muskie sports.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Send it back after this one, please, Jacob. Back here live at the NC Steele Center, I'm Michael Pagano here alongside of Andrew Price. We're going to immediately send it down to Will Ford, who has a report for us. Will.
Thanks, guys. You guys talked about it before we went to break. You know, they keep getting trapped in that corner, and that's what Beth Fox talked about during the timeout. They just continue to get trapped, and she wants that to change. She needs her girls to help each other out. And then on offense, she wants better shot selection as well to be able to fight back into this game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Will. And, yeah, that's exactly what's been happening. That's the reason they're losing this game. So 52-38, and there's a travel from Emily Yeager, so that is going to give the ball back to the Lady Quakers. Not a good start for the Lady Muskies, and they're going to be starting their final push here. It is 9:49 left to go in the game. They're down by 14 points, excuse me. So, I don't know. We'll see if they can get things going. Get it down low to Michaela Binkley. Binkley off the glass. But it is now 54-38 in favor of the Lady Quakers. So Lady Muskies still struggling. Filiagi gets past that corner, gives it over to Olivia Bates. Olivia Bates had a wide open three, did not take it. Devin Bonner now with the ball. This is going to have to be a Devin Bonner show in my opinion. Gets it down to the paint, gives it over to Heyer for a good shot, misses it. Rebounded by the Lady Quakers.
Michael, they're breaking this press by dribbling out of it. They've been doing this the entire game. I don't know why they ever deviate from this until they get stopped from dribbling out of this press. They're not moving around enough to get open. So right here, once again, Yeager doing a great job of dribbling out of this press and finally breaking it consistently.
Yeah, I mean, now that they're breaking the press, they've just been missing shots, honestly. I mean, it's 56-38 now. The Quakers are making shots, the Lady Muskies aren't. So, that's why they're losing the game. So Yeager with the ball up the top of the key. She gets it in and makes it. So good job by Yeager. Yeager's been the one key on offense. She has 16 points.
Yeah, and you hope that the Muskies can now sort of rally around this fact that they've been able to break this press now. They may have it figured out, and maybe it's going to cause a bit of a lapse here from
the Quakers.
From Wilmington to be able to come out and maybe have a bit of a confusion on defense now after their press may not be working anymore.
Lang does come into the game, so does Faith Tieford for the Quakers. That was a travel on the Lady Quakers. That is a turnover, 56-40 in favor of the Lady Quakers. Lady Muskies have a chance to make something happen here. They give it to Filiagi, over to Devin Bonner, over to Erica Heyer. But they do take out Emily Yeager. Gives it down low to Devin Bonner. Great move, and she gets fouled. That is Michelle Lee with the foul for the Lady Quakers, and that is going to send Devin Bonner to the free throw line. And Devin Bonner's getting a lot of free throws. She needs to, Lady Muskies really just got to knock down some shots if they want to get back in this game. About 8 minutes left to go win the game. Devin Bonner, first one, good. Gives Devin Bonner 8 points on the day. And she's fine now. She had 2 points she had 2 fouls within the first like 5 minutes of the game. She makes a second free throw, and she has not had a single one since then, knock on wood. But she's doing just fine as far as foul trouble, so I would not be surprised to see Coach Fox stick her out there for the rest of this game. It's the Quakers. Oh, great defense by Filiagi. Not able to poke it away, though. Kennedy Lewis up at the top of the key. Michelle Lee gets it down low to
great defense from
Mackenzie
Muskingum.
Campbell.
Great job of rotating, forcing the bad shot, and they do end up.
But Savannah Hooper gets the offensive rebound.
That hurts there, Michael. They did a great job of defending and forcing that shot.
Then Faith Tiefer gets a shot from the baseline just about and makes it, so it is now 58-42. Gives it over to Erica Heyer, does the Lady Muskies. See if they give it back to Bonner. Gives it to Olivia Lang. She drives in, gives it over to Olivia Bates from the top of the key for 3, and it is good. Olivia Bates, 58-45, and they're still hanging in there.
Yeah, that was a key shot there from Olivia Bates to be able to just step into one and really nail it. Now down 13. Let's see if they're able to maybe finally stitch something together here, Michael.
And it is missed by the Lady Quakers. That was Mackenzie Campbell with the shot. She missed it, and I think they gave it a jump ball and is going to keep it with the Quakers as Michelle Lee comes out. Looks like Kelly Knoll, is back in for the Lady Quakers.
Yeah, that was a great job by Wilmington to be able to hold on to that ball just long enough to earn that jump ball.
So great defense, but the Lady Quakers do get the ball back off on the Lady Muskies. The Lady Muskies are struggling rebounding. They're giving up a lot of offensive rebounds in this game.
Well, it's just a great job of boxing out here by Wilmington. I mean, that's out on Bonner again because Bonner's trying to volleyball tip this ball maybe up in the air, but it's usually just going out of bounds because that's all she can get on it. So a great job of getting the inside by Wilmington.
Great defense by Erica Heyer, but she just got a little bit too much around and gets the reach-in foul. So that is her first personal foul. So if you're Coach Sheevy, you would love to see this because this just takes time off the clock. Gives it down low to Mackenzie Campbell, and she makes it. Makes it 60-45, Lady Quakers. And then a great defensive play by Kennedy Lewis, but it is still Lady Muskies basketball.
You shake your head there if you're a Muskie because that ball went in, out, and all around the rim. And it finally just dropped in for points for Wilmington. It's tough. It's a tough gut check there for Muskingum.
Erica Heyer with the ball near the top of the key. She gives it over to Sam Filiagi. Gives it down low to Devin Bonner. Devin Bonner with the ball, and she misses it. And it is still going to be Lady Muskies basketball. So Filiagi's going to be the one inbounding it here for the Lady Muskies. Gives it over to Olivia Lang. She takes the shot. She misses it. And it is rebounded by the Lady Quakers as they push it down the court. 6 minutes left to go in the game. 15-point lead for the Quakers. Travel, though, gives the ball back to the Lady Muskies. So not the greatest game by either team here, but the Lady Quakers are hanging in there, have a 15-point lead as Emily Yeager checks back in for Sam Filiagi.
Michael, you just watch the Muskies play. Lang's last shot that she took on the last possession, she didn't really have her feet set under. It was more of just pull it from anywhere type of shot. They need to, at this point in the game here, 5:55 left, they need to have more out of their shots.
So Erica Heyer, that's exactly what they get. Left corner shot for Erica Heyer, and she makes the three-pointer, makes it 60-48. But then Mackenzie Campbell drives in, gets the 2 points, makes it 62-48. So, Andrew, we have 5 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in this game. The Lady Muskies are struggling, but they're still hanging around. I mean, they're down by 14 points right now. It's going to take a lot, but I still think they have a shot if they have one last run in them.
Yeah, Michael, we've actually just waited all day for that run. It seems like their defense has held up enough. It hasn't been great, and like we've said, neither team has played, I think, their best game. I think they know that, but they've really just needed that one run that's going to bridge this gap completely. They've gotten it really close a couple of times, but really since the start of this fourth quarter, they've been down by double digits almost the entire time. So let's see if down 14 here, the Muskies come out with a little bit more urgency and a little bit more quality on their offense.
Yeah, we'll see if that's what happens. They need to make it happen, though. We'll see. Erica Heyer with the ball at the top of the key. Emily Yeager drives in. Good little up and under layup there by Emily Yeager. Gives her 18th point of the game. 50-62 in favor of the Lady Quakers, and great defense. A turnover for the Lady Quakers. Good job. Oh, wow. But that is good. Oh, wow. They're going to give it back to the Lady back to the Lady Quakers. They're going to say Erica Heyer pushed her.
Yeah, Liv Bates doing a great job for Muskingum there, standing in and swatting that ball away to start the transition, but Muskingum maybe trying to do too much too fast and end up not only giving the ball away, but also Hires gets a foul.
So Wilmington has the ball here at the top of the key. If you are wondering about the men's score, the Fighting Muskies are down at Wilmington right now. They are down 74-64 with 5 minutes left to go in the second half. So the Fighting Muskies are down as well. Trey Singleton leading them with 15 points. May Baylock gets in, makes it 52-64 after the Quakers made a shot as well. So Lady Muskies really don't need to be trading shots at this point in the game. They need to be getting a lot of defensive stops.
Great rotation by Liv Bates to get that ball again from Muskingum. They were doing a great job of rotating as of late on defense. It's really solid here. It's a good effort they're putting forward.
They get their stop. Here's a chance. Olivia Lang for three, and it is good. Olivia Lang, 64-55 after the three from Lang makes it 9-point game here with 4 minutes left to go in the game.
Just like that, Michael, it's under double digits. You see here how they can perform on defense. Hopefully they can keep this up.
They need to get a stop, and they do not. Michaela Bankley with a good shot off the glass makes it 66-55. Erica Heyer up at the top of the key now. Gives it to Olivia Bates, and Bates loses it. And it is going to be given back to the Quakers. Michaela Bankley off the glass, 68-55. And it's going to be tough here with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left for the Lady Muskies to get this one back. Emily Yeager. Oh, it is a turnover. She tried to give it to Olivia Bates. And just like that, Andrew, the Lady Quakers get all the momentum back.
Yeah, Muskingum, it looked like they were starting that run of the day that we were talking about, but they just can't. They can't seem to get over that hump of needing to stitch more than a couple shots together. Now, down by 13 with 3.5 to go here, it's going to be really interesting to see just what they can do.
Yeah, that's very true. Back to the men's game. They're down 77-69, hanging in there, but they're running out of time as well. If the guys' game, I mean, they've been doing pretty solid in the OAC so far this year. That would be a tough loss for them if they were not able to pick the win up in Wilmington, Ohio. But they still have a little bit of time. They just have about just as much time as the ladies do to try to mount a comeback. So either way, 3 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the game. The Lady Quakers hold a 13-point lead over the Lady Muskies. Great defense by the Lady Muskies. And it is still going to stay a good double team by them, but they still hang on to the Quakers.
Now, see, if you're Muskingum at this point in the game, it has to be doubling down on defense. You have to either force some turnovers or just force some missed shots. But right now, mathematically, Wilmington can bleed the clock out a lot. So they really need to shore up their defense and hope that the offense comes.
Kennedy Lewis gives it over to Maddie Snyder. Snyder gets it, and off the glass. That has been open to them all day long. That little glass shot, they've been making it. Little bank. Rye Johnson drives in, gets it blocked. But Filiagi kept it alive. And it is off the Quakers, so the Lady Muskies still hanging on. Devin Bonner is going to come back into this game. 70-55, and the Lady Muskies are running out of time in this one. Faith Tieford checks back in for the Quakers.
And Olivia Bates is going to check out right now. It looks like that might be the night for her. We haven't said her name a lot scoring, but wow, did she have a great night behind the scenes. She did a lot. She just fought for that ball, in fact, to make it a Muskingum possession. So great job by her. Cannot understate how well she played tonight for the Muskies.
Filiagi gets it. 70-57, 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game. They need to really make some good defensive stops. They really need to stop on almost every single possession if they're going to come back in this one. In fact, they probably do need one on every single possession. Oh, and a good steal. Gives it to Emily Yeager on the fast break. She has Filiagi. Filiagi, it is good, and that is going to be a and one. So Filiagi gets it. Emily Yeager did make the pass, which is a good thing. Filiagi gets the and one, and she is going to the free throw line.
Great job by Filiagi there. She picked her head up for a sec to see who was in front of her, made sure first and foremost that she made that shot with her left hand, and she gets the foul. That's a great opportunity here for the Muskies. She's going to hope to shave this lead for Wilmington down to 10 points now with 2:11 remaining.
And Filiagi getting set for her free throw. Is up. Good.
All right, so Muskingum's now going to try to press here, see how they can do.
70-60. Quakers break the press. 2 minutes left to go in the game. 2 minutes here, folks. Quakers real. Oh, and a good. Oh, yes, it is. Filiagi almost got the steal, but it does go off the Quakers, so another turnover by the Quakers. Emily Yeager checks back in for Olivia Bates.
Filiagi grabbing her face there. She might have taken a shot when she was getting that ball, but a great job there by Filiagi on the effort and the ability to force that turnover. Now Muskingum's going to have a chance here.
Raya Johnson with the ball. Oh. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to stay with the Lady Muskies with the possession. So they're down by 10 points with 1:44 left to go in the game.
Right there, Johnson can't keep that ball too low there, or that's exactly what's going to happen. Wilmington's been really good pressing high the entire game, so got to make sure they can just carve them up top and get down low.
Raya Johnson with the ball, gives it over to Olivia Lang. Gives it down low to Raya Johnson, and it is blocked. Raya Johnson has it blocked. And they're going to have to foul. They foul Savannah Hooper, and she's going to get sent to the free. No, she's not going to yet get sent to the free throw line. Still a couple fouls to give here for the Lady Muskies. That is the second personal foul on Raya Johnson with 1:30 left to go in the game.
So right now, Muskingum's going to try to maybe double team. Oh, the great steal attempt, but oh, they're going to call it a Wilmington possession there. Great effort once again by Johnson. And it's going to be really interesting to hear. You expect Muskingum to at least try to trap here at least a little bit before they force Wilmington to go to the free throw line. So we'll see how they can maybe try to force some pressure here right off the inbound.
Inbounded by the Quakers. And they drive in, and Binkley takes a shot, but she misses it, but it is rebounded by Mackenzie Campbell. And the Lady Muskies are fouling, though. They probably should, but they have not yet, and that's exactly what they do there.
Wow, really questionable there by Binkley to want to force a shot there so early in the shot clock. You would have really expected Wilmington to maybe try to dribble the ball out, at least try to burn as much time off the clock as they could, but they really opted for that early shot, and it almost came back to burn them.
So Mackenzie Campbell now with the ball. Lady Muskies still not fouling with a minute left to go in the game. And I think they're just going to concede it, honestly, here, Andrew. They're down by 10 points.
No, yeah, they're going to play really straight up here. I like this approach because so often you see these games just come down to the free throw line. They're really going to try to play it straight up, and they're going to try to force as much of a turnover as they can.
As soon as we say that, though, there is a foul on the Lady Muskies, and that sends Mackenzie Campbell to the free throw line. Another update here on the men's game. They're down 86-77 with just about a minute 20 left to go in the game. So it looks like they might not be able to come away with a win either against Wilmington. So the first free throw is made by Mackenzie Campbell. Her second one is coming up.
So Yeager right now positioned down in the corner, maybe for a Hail Mary pass of some type. Or they're just going to bring it up the court normally. No, there's the stretch pass to Yeager in the corner.
And she misses it. It is rebounded, and I think the Lady Muskies aren't going to foul with 50 seconds left to go in the game. 72-60. Rye Johnson's still playing really hard defense, though. Oh, she does just about force the turnover, but not quite in the Quakers. But they do force the turnover. Oh, but she loses it.
Muskingum still only 4 possessions out of this game. Keep it going, ladies.
Lang takes a three, and she misses it. Rebounded by Binkley. And there is a foul on Filiagi, going to send Binkley to the free throw line. Binkley's the high scorer for this team right now with 17 points. High scorer for the Lady Muskies is Emily Yeager with 18. So Binkley's going to be sent to the free throw line.
So Muskingum there, it seemed as though when they had that ball on the floor, everybody in the gym sort of took a breath, like, oh.
Fighting Muskies is they're going to fall to the Wilmington Quakers more than likely. And then in our game, the Lady Muskies are down by 13 points with 24 seconds left to go. And Andrew, it's looking like they're going to move to 1-15 overall in the season.
Yeah, that's tough. And anytime your team is got a record like that, it's easy to just pack it in and call it a time here. But this is a team that's not going to give up. They've got some tough games coming up. Like we said, they're going to end up playing. It's John Carroll coming up, and John Carroll sits atop the conference. So they're definitely going to have to maybe wash this one out of their mind as much as they can. This one's going to sting, though, as this is the team that they're chasing for position in the OAC playoffs right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, right now they're not going to be in the OAC tournament. Neither is Wilmington. Right now, but Wilmington would move to 3-6 overall in the conference with this win. Lady Muskies get the ball back in after the timeout. Rye Johnson gives it over to Lang. Lang takes the three, and she misses it. Rebounded by Devin Bonner. Is going to be a jump ball with 11.3 left to go in the game. Is going to be given to the Quakers, and that is going to do it here just about, folks, but they do take a timeout. Not quite sure why, honestly, but 11.3 left to go in the game.
Yeah, it's just been a tough game for Muskingum. It seems every time they get so close to bridging the gap between them, they end up just short. And this is why we've now seen this game spread to 13 points with 11 seconds left, is that Muskingum just couldn't tonight string anything together in terms of offense. They did put forth a great effort. Cannot fault them for the effort they put forward tonight, but it's just one of those nights where you have to just admit to yourself you weren't on top enough and kind of move on, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what you got to do. Wilmington finishing up their final thoughts here, but 11.3 left to go in the game. More than likely just going to be a pass in, and the Lady Muskies are going to back off and take the victory, or the Quakers take the victory back to Wilmington. So they are back off here. So after the game, we are going to send it back for a quick break, and then we will have a full post-game report, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
So Wilmington does opt to inbound, and Muskingum's going to maybe try to double, but they're going to end up wasting this timeout and take it home.
And it is a wrap here at the ANC Steele Center. The Lady Quakers of Wilmington take the win over the Muskingum Lady Muskies 73-60. That is going to move the Lady Muskies to 1-15 overall, 0-9 in the conference, while the Wilmington Quakers moved to 8-8 overall in the season and 3-6 in the conference. You are listening to WMCO 90.7 Orbit Television and on YouTube at Orbit Media TV, your home for Muskie sports.
When you experience Scott's Diner, you experience quality. A sense that this isn't your average diner. You feel comfortable, part of the community. The feeling today is gonna be a great day. Scott's Diner is so much more than meets the eye, and so is its famous Scott's Diner house dressing. Pick up some today. Scott's Diner, a traditional diner with a contemporary twist.
Back here live at the ANC Steele Center, I am Michael Pagano here alongside of Andrew Price as we just witnessed the Lady Muskies of Muskingum fall to the Lady Quakers from Wilmington, Ohio in a tough game. The Lady Muskies do fall to 1-15 overall on the season now as the Lady Quakers move to 8-8 overall in the season. And Andrew, really boiled down to two things tonight, in my opinion. Missed shots for the Lady Muskies and the Lady Quakers just making enough shots, and then that press.
Yeah, that press was a killer for the Muskies tonight. It was haunting them every time they would try to inbound that ball. They just couldn't seem to get through it consistently enough. And like you said, not only was the press giving them trouble, but they were kind of giving themselves some trouble too by just not being able to consistently hit shots, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you do. You look at the stat sheet here. The Lady Muskies shot 22 of 72 on the night. If you're looking at that, that is 30%, just about 31% actually. From three, they go 8 of 29, 28% roughly, 27.6. They go 8 of 14 from the line, which that's a little bit concerning if you're Coach Fox, 57.1%. So that really sums it up the night right there.
Yeah, they did leave a lot of points on the table tonight, and against a team like this, it's a game where both teams not playing up to each other's standards. It seems like the window was definitely there for them to win. They could have. It's a game of could-haves and should-haves for Muskingum, but I'm sure they'll learn from this game, and they'll continue on this season with a better understanding of where they are as a team.
Yeah, and then you look at it at the Quakers, like I said, they made just enough shots. They made 28 shots out of 63, shooting 44% just about. They shot 42% from the three-point line, shot 69% from the free throw line. And you look at that, that's a good, pretty solid day all around.
Oh, yeah, and I really, really liked what Coach Fox had to say going into the second half. Of they seem to have an understanding of their team. They know that their identity is that they are an inexperienced young team, but this team did give a great effort tonight, and you cannot fault them for that. They did seem to have some mental lapses, whether it be on the transition defense or trying to break that press, but they'll learn from this. They'll work through it, and just a tough one here for Muskingum.
Yeah, definitely a tough one. You're looking at standout players for both teams. For the Lady Muskies, it's got to be Emily Yeager. She She scores 18 points on the night, gets 5 rebounds. She really put it all together today. Didn't have her best shooting night, but she was able to put up 18 points.
Yeah, and when you look at Wilmington here, they did get, in my opinion, they had a great group effort. I mean, you had several players hitting key shots for them. As soon as Muskingum would crawl back in that game, Michael, they would just hit a dagger of a 3, or they would hit a great contested layup after a great stance on defense from Muskingum. And Wilmington, it was a real group effort today. They should be proud of what they did, and they just really did come together as a team, and it was a group effort, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then Michaela Binkley for the Lady Quakers puts up 18 points on the night. She was the leading scorer for the Quakers, but really an all-around effort. I mean, you had 3 girls in double digits. You had 2 more with 8 points. So good group effort by the Lady Quakers, and I would say Coach Sheevy is very happy with his team going back to Wilmington. But with that is all we have here from the ANC Steele Center. I want to thank Andrew Price for joining me, and then also Will Ford for being our sideline reporter today. Lady Muskies fall to the Lady Quakers 73-60. Lady Quakers move to 8-8 overall, 3-6 in the OAC. Lady Muskies fall to 1-15 overall, 0-9 in the OAC. Thank you for joining us, whether you were joining us on WMCO 90.7 Orbit Media TV on YouTube or on Orbit Television on digital cable channel 1020. Once again, I'm Michael Pagano, and I was alongside of Andrew Price. Have a great night, New Concord.